Have you ever felt someone's silence hurt more than their words? Not just any silence, but the kind that chills your spirit, the kind that tells you something sacred has been lost. If so, you may have crossed a boundary you didn't even know existed. And if that silence came from someone spiritually chosen, someone deeply connected to the divine, then what you're feeling isn't just distance. It's spiritual rejection. And that kind of rejection can shake the atmosphere around you. There are few things more serious or more spiritually dangerous than being shut out by a chosen one. Not because they'll fight you, not because they'll try to get revenge. In fact, that's what makes it so haunting. They won't. Chosen ones are not driven by ego. Their souls are built to love, to forgive, to carry the pain of others without asking for recognition. But when their spirit finally turns away from you, it means something has shifted on a level you can't argue with or undo. And when that shift happens, no apology, no excuse, no explanation is enough. They won't yell. They won't slam doors. They won't make a scene. They'll just go quiet. And that silence? It doesn't feel empty. It feels final. They may still be in the same room as you. They might even smile politely. But something has vanished, and you'll feel it in your bones. Because when a chosen one walks away spiritually, they take their covering, their light, and their divine favor with them. And what's left behind is a void. At first, you might not notice. You'll think maybe they're just tired, going through something, needing space. You'll try to reach out. You'll try to fix it. You'll apologize, maybe over and over, but it won't matter. You won't be able to feel them anymore. Their spirit won't respond. Their energy, once so warm and accepting, will feel cold and unreachable. And the more you push, the more you'll realize that you're not just being ignored, you've been spiritually dismissed. There's no dramatic moment, no loud goodbye, just a slow fading, like light disappearing at sunset. You'll see them, but it will feel like they're not really there. You'll hear them speak, but their words won't carry warmth. It will feel like you're trying to connect with a memory, not a person. And that's because the version of them that loved you is gone, quietly buried. And they're not grieving it. They've accepted it. Then something strange starts to happen. You feel different when they're around, not nervous in a social way, spiritually uneasy. The room feels heavier. The air feels colder. Where they once felt like comfort and safety, now they feel like a mirror reflecting something you can't hide anymore. You feel exposed, small, judged, even if they say nothing, because they don't need to. Their energy speaks louder than any words. Their silence now carries the weight of spiritual discernment. And if your soul isn't clean, that silence will make you squirm. You'll notice they don't laugh with you the same way. They don't look at you with softness. They don't offer prayers, encouragement, or healing words. They just exist, apart from you. It's not that they've turned into someone cold. They're still loving, still radiant, but not for you, not anymore. And that's when it hits you. Their love had a covering, a protection, a shield of prayer that used to surround your name even when you weren't aware. And now, that shield is gone. Things start to fall apart. Maybe not dramatically at first, but slowly, piece by piece. you feel more anxious, more unstable, more vulnerable to the chaos around you. And you don't know why until you remember what their presence used to feel like. That safety you took for granted. That spiritual calm they brought into your life without needing to say a word. That unseen favor you lived under until it was removed. You see, a chosen one doesn't just love you with words. They fight for you in the spirit. They speak your name when no one else knows you're struggling. They pray for your growth, your healing, your destiny. They go to war on your behalf without needing credit. And when that covering is removed, you feel the absence of something sacred. You don't just lose a person, you lose the protection that came with their presence. But they don't make a big show of leaving. They don't ask for applause. They just disappear from your spirit. And even if you try to reach out, it's too late. Because what you're trying to reach no longer exists. You're talking to someone who already buried the relationship. You're begging for forgiveness from a soul that no longer feels safe near yours. And that is a spiritual death far more painful than any argument. This message isn't here to scare you. It's here to awaken you. If you feel this truth in your chest, if something in your heart is screaming, "This is about me," don't ignore it. Maybe you're on the verge of losing someone whose spirit has been holding you up without your knowledge. Maybe you already have, and now you're realizing just how deep their love really was, now that it's gone. Or maybe you're the chosen one. Maybe you felt the shift. Maybe your soul has grown quiet around someone who once meant everything. Maybe you've been carrying the weight of someone's betrayal, someone's spiritual misalignment, someone's repeated harm, and your heart is tired. You don't want to hate them. You're not angry. You just can't continue. And that's okay. Your silence is sacred. Your stillness is protection. Your withdrawal is not cruelty. It's obedience. Because your soul knows who can walk with you and who cannot. And when your spirit says, "Let go," you must listen, even if it breaks your heart. If this message reached you at the right time, know this: you are not alone. This moment is not the end. It's a spiritual turning point. And whether you are the one who lost the favor of a chosen one, or the chosen one who had to let go, healing is possible. But it starts with truth. And sometimes, that truth comes in the form of silence. Type 111 if this spoke to your soul. That number isn't just for engagement. It's a spiritual agreement, a sign to the universe that you're ready to align with divine truth, to accept what's been revealed, and to move forward in power, protection, and peace. Because silence from a chosen one is never just silence. It's a message from the divine. ChatGPT said, "Suddenly, everything feels off. The peace you used to carry slips away. The flow in your life is interrupted. Your days feel heavier, less fortunate. Things that once came naturally now seem blocked. But this isn't just bad luck or random circumstances. It's spiritual. It's what happens when someone who once carried you in their prayers, someone whose love covered you like a shield, quietly walks away. They don't do it with drama or revenge. They do it in silence, with discernment. They felt something in your energy change, something dark, deceptive, or misaligned. And without needing proof or confrontation, they sensed it. Chosen ones don't need evidence. Their spirit picks up on the things your words won't admit. So they release you. not out of bitterness, but out of wisdom. They remove your name from their altar, from their prayers, from the sacred places of their heart. They're not trying to punish you. They're protecting their purpose. They know that when someone's energy becomes a threat to their spiritual path, it's better to sever the tie than risk contamination. You may think they're being petty, cold, or unforgiving, but this has nothing to do with ego and everything to do with spiritual hygiene. A chosen one understands how energy works. They know what it means to stay connected to someone who no longer aligns. And when they make the decision to release you, there's no conversation, no warning, only silence. And that silence is louder than any goodbye. You'll start to notice it, even if they say nothing. There was a time when their presence brought you peace. Just being near them felt like walking into a sacred space. You felt protected, grounded, safe. But now, everything feels different. You sit beside them and feel tension. Your body reacts. Your thoughts become restless. Your heart races for no reason. You feel anxious, out of place, maybe even sick. Your hands get cold. That's not just in your mind. That's your energy being repelled. Their spirit is rejecting what no longer belongs. It's not judgment. It's resonance breaking. Something in you doesn't match anymore. If you've lied to them, betrayed their trust, or wounded their heart, their soul remembers, even if their mouth stays closed. Their silence becomes uncomfortable because your spirit can no longer hide behind words. They don't have to tell you that you're not welcome anymore. You feel it. The energy is off. The space between you is thick with unsaid truths. And no matter how much you try to act normal, it doesn't work. You're not being pushed away by their ego. You're being pushed away by the natural force of energetic misalignment. The current that once connected you is broken. There's no flow, just resistance. And the more you ignore it, the more chaotic things become. You start to stumble spiritually. You feel lost in their presence. You can't relax. And if you stay too long, it will begin to eat away at your own peace, because their energy no longer carries you. It exposes you. And when they do speak, it's different. There are still words, but the warmth is gone. The tone that once held affection is flat. They might still answer your messages. They might still talk to you, but it feels robotic, empty, mechanical. You're not speaking to the person you used to know. That version of them, the one who loved you, fought for you, forgave you, that version is gone. You're speaking to someone who has nothing left to give. They've gone silent inside. They've stopped praying for you, stopped dreaming for you, stopped making room for you in their heart. You can hear it in their voice. It's no longer a song, it's a funeral. And that indifference is painful because it means they've gone through the storm of emotions and now they've reached the other side. They've cried their tears. They've spoken their prayers. And now, all that's left is preservation. They're not being cold to hurt you. They're being distant to protect what remains of themselves. They've made peace with letting you go. And once a chosen one reaches this stage, there's no turning back. Their heart has shut the door. Their soul has deleted your name from the sacred list of who they carry. And you'll feel it in every word they speak or don't speak. Because now, you're no longer someone they nurture. You're someone they've released. The shift becomes more obvious in your own life, too. Things that used to work now fall apart. Blessings you once experienced, breakthroughs, clarity, unexpected favor begin to disappear. And you may not realize it right away, but the moment they walked away, the favor that once flowed through them into your life stopped flowing. Being close to a chosen one is like standing near a waterfall. You can't help but get wet. Their blessings splash onto you, simply because they carried spiritual favor. But when they disconnect, so does that overflow. You may feel like doors are closing for no reason. Opportunities vanish. You feel stuck, confused, cursed, even. But it's not a curse. It's the absence of their presence. It's the spiritual drought that follows when you've been unplugged from divine connection. Chosen ones don't have to speak against you. They don't have to wish you harm. All they have to do is step back. And when they do, heaven honors that choice. The flow stops, because spiritual favor doesn't continue where it's no longer respected. If you took their energy for granted, if you misused their access, then the universe responds to that misuse. What you lost wasn't just a person. It was a source of light, a conduit of blessings, a divine bridge. And now that bridge is broken. Without them, you also become spiritually exposed. You're no longer under the covering they once provided. Their protection didn't just guard them. It extended to those they loved. When they loved you, their prayers became a shield. Their presence brought balance. You walked through life feeling safer, more stable, without even knowing why. But now, the shield is gone, and the darkness starts creeping in. Life becomes more chaotic. Attacks come from every side. Peace becomes rare. And the reason isn't just what's happening around you. It's what's no longer protecting you. You've lost their covering. And now, you're vulnerable, spiritually open, alone on a battlefield you were never prepared for. And here's what hurts the most. You begin to feel it deep inside. You begin to hate yourself around them, not because of what they say, but because of what you feel. Their silence speaks louder than any confrontation. Their presence becomes a mirror. You see your own mistakes, your lies, your betrayal. The things you thought were hidden rise to the surface. Their energy reflects it back to you, not with judgment, but with divine clarity. You can't pretend around them anymore. You feel small, guilty, ashamed. Their stillness exposes you. And unless you do deep inner work, true repentance, that guilt turns into something darker. Shame becomes self-hate, and it eats away at you. Not because they're punishing you, but because your soul knows what it lost, and it knows why. If you recognize any of this, take it seriously. Chosen ones don't cut people off without reason. They love with depth. They forgive more than they should. They carry people who never deserved their light. But when they reach their limit, they disconnect completely. And when they do, it's not just emotional, it's spiritual. You haven't just lost a person. You've lost a portal, a path, a vessel through which God was working in your life. If this message reached you at the exact moment you needed it, type 1111 in the comments. It means you're still aligned enough to hear the warning. And if you're wise, you'll reflect. You'll change. You'll stop pretending. Because chosen ones don't hate easily. But when they do, it's not human anger. It's divine protection. And once they're done, no force on earth can bring you back into their grace. So if they've walked away, don't chase, don't beg, fix your soul, because they were a gift, and losing them was never about punishment. It was a sign that you touched something holy and forgot how sacred it was. Run from anything that cost you their covering. Run from the version of yourself that made them leave. Because the silence you hear now, that's the sound of heaven turning the page.